Legendary rap god Grimelios donates $3.29, saying, donating $3.29 for Trojan's wall jump split. We're getting silly tonight, folks. I hope you're cool with it because I'm not going to stop. You know what, while we're finishing this up, let's go ahead and throw it over to another quick ad. That way, give me some time to come up with some more creative things to say. Welcome back. Our commentators are playing musical chairs, and you don't know what that means. We're almost ready to go. But before we do, let me pick a random incentive out of our list for the weekend, tell you about it, see if you can make it your favorite for the weekend. Let's look at the Eternal Darkness path choice. You can actually bid between the blue magic, red health, or green insanity choices there. Nothing has any money on it yet, folks, so be sure to get some in. You can probably sway the tides already. All right, I believe we are good to go, so I'm going to send it over to TrojanDude12 to start working on his 4-minute wall jump split.
Yo! Thank you very much, Hobbs. Appreciate it, man. My name is TrojanDude12, and I am going to be running Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. It's going to be a fun one today. It's a 2D Metroidvania platformer created by Moon Studios. They did an awesome job coming out with this, essentially the DLC version of the game. And we're going to do a quick roll call on the couch.
Everybody, I am Fance.
I'm Vol'jin.
I'm Cutie Roo.
And over there we got Sikinar. Yeah, he's also part of the community.
He
don't worry.
said, I don't have a mic, so.
If you're
And he's just
wondering,
waving with a smile.
Yeah. All right, if we're all good, give me a countdown.
All right, on go. 5,
5, 4, 3,
2,
2, 1, go.
All right, we're going to skip lore. Go play casually. I'm
No.
sorry. Go play casually.
Yeah, the prologue to this game, it's very touching, very emotional,
Ooh,
but
okay.
Very
But
9.5
He
minutes.
did 2 color coded.
he did.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, the other one was still a white color, so I went for it. We got a nice yellow Ori. So yeah, this is 2D Metroidvania platformer. So we're gonna go through a bunch of different areas in the game as it essentially progresses. We'll have more and more open to us. We're gonna do a few sequence breaks during it, but for right now, we're just going through like a tutorial section, going to our first skill, which is Sign.
Yeah, so Sign is the kind of helper character thing. It's going to follow us around. Literally, it's going to float around us, and we're going to be able to use Sign to shoot enemies. So now we actually have an attacking ability. And we're going to make use of Sign quite a lot through the run, so it's nice to, have it at all.
And as part of the tutorial section, what's that you can be pacing his shots and killing these enemies all along. You'll notice there's a whole bunch of like these little yellow orbs dropping on the ground there. That is this game's version of experience. So you pick it up and it gives you some experience, and we're going to be watching our XP count very closely. There's a couple key points coming on earlier in the game where we want timed level up. Level up has various effects that are beneficial to us.
And you're also going to see that Trojan is going to work on his health count a little bit right here. Of course, obviously, you don't want to run out of health because you'll die, but right now we want to take an intentional death. So Trojan starts with 3 health. You see he picked up a little green orb there, so that refilled an HP, but that's fine. He's going to try to damage himself down to 1 or, if he has to, 2 HP, and he's going to take a swim in some poison water momentarily to do a glitch called Ghost Door.
At these little stones that Trojan is picking up are called keystones. Use it to unlock several doors. Right there, he puts it in there, places a save. Now he's going to intentionally kill himself in order to respawn and skip the door animation cutscene.
Yeah, that door animation cutscene, it doesn't look like much, but it actually is really, really slow. And there's quite a few ghost doors that we're going to be doing during the run. So right now I'm grabbing this 4 health. Most runners, you'll see, will actually grab that for some added safety. There's some of the top runners will decide not to do that because it is 8 seconds and it does actually waste a little bit of time in the early game, but you get a lot of safety after. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and we'll need some of that safety because this run is very dangerous. A lot of opportunity. Remember, we just said that he started with 3 health. Now he's got 4, and there's going to be many times later in the game where things will just deal 4 damage to him and instantly kill him. But in the meantime, we're coming down here to the next skill called wall jumps. Trojan taking a level up, as Fant mentioned earlier, at a specific spot there so that he kills a whole bunch of nearby brambles, spores, whatever you want to call them. He's coming into his wall jump skill here with a very good time of what appears to be, under 330. Under 330, yeah.
327.
Everyone, a round of
There it
applause
is.
for Trojan.
326.
That's a round of applause right there. Nice job.
We love you, buddy.
Thank you.
Real fast, $10 from Lurking Assassin says, "Good luck, Trojan, and please many memes from the couch. Soul, soul, soul."
Well, we already got started with one there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, speaking of souls, TrojanDude is coming. TrojanDude is coming up upon a very special part of the game, named the Trojan logs. That stone hanging right there. Yeah, it's not a
Okay.
log.
Oh, very
Okay, so
nicely
he
done.
did complete his Trojan.
Yo, I
log.
got the wall run right there too. That's sick.
So that log, which is actually a rock, is named after Trojan, even though every single runner has at some point had some grave problems with it. But in this case, Trojan's fine. He just made his way cleanly up there. And now we're traversing back towards the beginning of the game. Why are we doing that, Fant?
Well, in the definitive edition of the game, 2 new skills were added. And one of them is dash. And it is very, very important to get that early because living up to its name, it makes you move quite a bit faster and is part of like a skill chain going on that we need to level up for. But in the meantime, Trojan's going to set up this really quick glitch called Save Anywhere. Does some inputs on the menu, keeps to move with the menu open. He's going to step into this cutscene trigger, level up an ability, which saves the game, exit the game, reload, and when he comes back in, the cutscene is skipped completely. You just have this slow zone here to walk through.
And that pretty much works for most cutscenes in the game. There are a couple exceptions, but it'll essentially flag it as completed as soon as you enter it. So when we save after it, it's like, well, I guess you watched it, so we're going to continue on forth with it.
Now this section, BRB, can be quite terrifying, right, Illusion?
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about this, of course, but it is very easy to die here. And Trojan, as you see, is kind of navigating these narrow platforms directly above a giant pit of shiny red spikes. And theirs will deal 3 damage to him, plus he won't be able to jump back out if he falls in there. Fortunately, no problem. He's also coming up here to pick up 100 XP, a little pickup there. And that is going to get him a level up right now, which is nice for a couple of reasons. Obviously, gets you a health and energy refill. That's just a feature of leveling up in this game. He doesn't really need the damage too much. It does kill that nearby slime. You get some XP from that. But the other nice thing is this will set up his ability points for an upcoming skill.
That save there was just save and reload to manipulate this current set of cycles that TrojanDude is on. Each one of these cycles, and pretty much every single cycle in the game, lasts 8 seconds. So you want to make your way through here with very clean movement to hit all of these cycles. He paused there for a little bit to manipulate more cycles in the next room, because that's like the trigger for the loading zone for another set of platforms that he's going to be heading to. you'll see once he gets over there, there's a platform that's going to come down that he can jump on. If you did this manipulation correct, you should be able to jump right on top of it as it's ascending, and there it is, so he got it. Very well done.
Yeah, and that was probably slightly on the docile side. It was pretty neutral in general, but it's pretty good. I'm also going to drop an orb right here just to do this puzzle a little bit quicker.
Oh God. Okay.
No, it's fine, man. There's nothing wrong.
There was no sketch.
We have $100 from the Lonely Boson sitting right behind the couch there.
Thank you.
Says, yo, let's go, Mr. Consistency.
Thank you very much, Boson. Much appreciated. And thank you, Lurking, from earlier.
So right now, Trojan's got the Save Anywhere set up again, and he learns an ability at a specific time during a cutscene that was going on. Hard to see behind that menu, but that allowed him to regain control of Ori right here and go activate the dash skill tree while the cutscene's actually still going on. So if you watch for just a few more seconds, and you'll see an explosion from the left and then the explosion from the right. So that was the other cutscene finishing up, but now we got dash, and we can go fast.
Very fast. It's really, oh wow, that was an awesome dash through the slime there. Now that slow zone we skipped earlier, we're jumping over it because it still remains after you do the cutscene. But you know, up to this point in the game, we've been very careful with our XP management, like I said earlier on. And this, it's all for this. Trojan is going to be taking this enemy called a Frankie. You know, we fought a couple of those at the beginning of the game. He's going to take it for a walk, so this trick is called the Frankie Walk.
The Frankie Walk.
We're very, very good with names in the Ori community.
And this Rocky has a name.
Yeah, which one was this? Was this Billy?
This is Billy.
And I like to call him Billie Jean.
Because he's not your lover?
Yes, exactly.
That's exactly why. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Oh,
no!
no!
Oh no! Okay,
He's gonna
wait.
save it.
Oh,
Come on,
can you
Trojan!
save
Come on,
it?
Trojan! Oh no!
Okay, so what Trojan was trying to do there was kill the Frankie so that he would absorb the XP up at the energy door.
Oh yeah.
And that is a 4 energy door. We picked up, we only have 2 energy in our inventory right now. We picked up another one at the wall jump tree. And so, you know, that's a problem. You know, we got 2 energy and a 4 energy door. Well, a side effect of leveling up in this game is that you will get a health and energy refill. So by placing 2 energy into the door, and then getting a level up that refills your energy, place another 2 energy in the door, skipping that. Skipping quite a bit of the game with this one trick.
Yeah, this is a really huge sequence break. This has been around since the vanilla version of this game and the speedrun of that version. Trojan just had an unfortunate little problem where he killed the Frankie a little bit too low. He did actually have an opportunity to try to save it, but didn't quite work out. This time it looks like it'll be alright. Frankie jumps up, he gets the kill, collects the XP, gets the level up, and there we are. Through into the next section of the game. And we're not done, by the way. This section is also pretty terrifying. Nice little bonus health drop from that enemy on the wall there, so it's a little safer. He's going to go for this little trick called a death glide. Takes a little damage there, so it's nice that he got that health. And now he collects another energy, and until this point, he didn't have any energy left, so he couldn't make another save to save himself. But now he's able to drop one, and he will be fine continuing into who knows.
Yeah, this is the Moon Grotto. We're getting here like completely out of sequence. Trojan's going to be setting up for a trick called the God Cycle. It's a very, very like precise sets of dashes and jumps in order to get into this Crusher Cycle. He gets it.
How much time does that save?
8 seconds.
You see, I knew that, but I asked it anyways. That's what we call good
Everything,
host
I mean, here's the key, audience. As Trojan is going to set up another ghost door here. Intentional death as before to despawn that door. But here's the key, audience. Every time save in this game is 8 seconds.
Okay, now
That is
Trojan,
so actually true.
yeah, really quick, coming up on the double jump tree. He's going to be attempting to do some blind movement. There are audio cues, so we'll pause for a second while he takes care of this. And he makes it through. Well done. All right.
Nice. You got a very nice amount of height on that, too. The actual blind movement there, it's not as hard as you might think, but getting to like a decent point on that wall can be pretty challenging because you have really no visual cues, obviously.
And there's actually 2 setups for that. So I did a slightly slower setup, but the faster setup requires you to do a couple dash glides, or a dash into a dash glide at the start.
First try.
Yeah, there was a trick actually there. That was a pretty precise jump with, you know, allowing you to skip like an entire half of that section, and Trojan just pulled it off first try. He also just did a rekindle cutscene skip. This is a form of cutscene skip where you place a save near a cutscene trigger, walk into the trigger, and you use this ability called Rekindle to reuse that save point and renew your save, and that has the same effect as the cutscene skips that we did earlier. Here's another one right here. So you just have to exit and reload, and the cutscene's gone, already done.
Yeah, basically in the game, you can place your saves pretty much anywhere as long as you're not in like a spot of danger. So you can't place it too close to enemies, like on unstable ground or anything. But there's quite a few places where we use that Rekindle, and we're going to be heading up to another one pretty soon.
Yeah, a couple points of damage there for Trojan. Shouldn't be too bad. Will have an opportunity up here. If he wants to take it, he could save on this Spirit Well, but he's going to opt not to. He's confident.
Yeah, so right now our ability set is kind of limited. There's a lot of stuff in this game that uses energy for various tricks and movements or skills or abilities, a whole bunch of stuff. But right now we don't have too many of those, and we've collected most of the energy that we're going to use for the game. Another time level up there. Yeah, so we have a lot more ability to place saves pretty much anywhere that refill your HP and give you convenient checkpoints, but we're going to slowly remove the ability to place safety saves pretty much everywhere as we unlock more stuff.
So real quick here, Trojan's going to pick up this Thornfelt Swamp Teleporter. He's going to need this later on, but I'm just curious, Rue, because I've heard you counting. What are you counting exactly?
So I'm counting the amount of times that he is failing and dying. I was counting for the Trojan log, but he did that well, so that sucked. But each time, each time that he fails and dies, he's going to be donating money, and it's $5 each. And so far, you failed 2 times.
Well,
I'm counting the flower. He failed the flower.
well,
I like this.
we are entering the Genso tree, very like vertically oriented movement, putting double jump to use.
Verticality.
Yes, yes.
Thank
That
you,
is
Lord.
a fail. Yeah, but there's a ton of points in here to mess up. There's like it's really, really difficult to make it through all of these sections optimally. All these little things, we call them Geemers after the Metroid series because they're basically the exact same enemy. But he just did something that looks a lot easier, or a lot easier than it is to make that cycle.
That is, I've never.
Don't
seen
worry
that
about that.
microwave.
It's fine. I actually knew that existed, but I don't usually see it. Yeah, man. I mean, there's tons of micro ledges in this game.
Yeah, the geometry in this game in every single room is like purpose built. So there's various weird like micro ledges just everywhere. It's just a ledge that normally you can't really stand on. This room is pretty straightforward. So some runners like to swag out. Trojan's just kind of relaxing for a few moments.
I was just doing some headbanging. Or he's at a rock concert.
Alright, so we're coming up to this mini-boss here. This is a pretty straightforward mini-boss. Unfortunately, there are several ways to kill this mini-boss more quickly than just plinking away at it with these single damage shots. But unfortunately, we don't have any of those because we skipped all of them. So Trojan just has to shoot it 40 times. And he's doing a pretty good job. Every time it pops out of one of these random spawn locations, he's getting a bunch of shots in. There it goes. So, kind of the most random part of this run, basically, because of where it can spawn.
Yeah, and Trojan turned on his UI for a little bit there to check his HP. There's a couple damage boosts we're doing in the next room, and being at the right amount of HP for them, so you can do another quick ghost door, that ghost door on the right there. We'll be shortly approaching the iconic skill Quarry of the Blind Forest. That is the skill Bash.
Please don't.
Or he just wanted a wall run.
The
And
bash.
this is most people's favorite ability, or favorite skill, excuse me, in the game. It's not mine though. Grenade's my favorite.
Well, what is the skill exactly?
He's going to demonstrate momentarily right there.
I'm
Okay,
gonna do
we're going to
that.
demonstrate a
I'm
few
gonna
more.
count that as
There we
4.
go. All right.
Yeah, so this is Bash. As you see, he's able to grab onto projectiles, enemies, certain environmental objects like those lanterns before, and he can throw Ori in a targeted direction that he aims with the mouse, and will be able to fly in that direction and redirect the thing in the opposite direction. But meanwhile, we're setting up for another glitch.
Yeah, this is called the key dupe. Trojan is collecting 3 keys here. He's going to place them into the door and die, and then when he respawns at this save, he still has those 3 keys he collected, and they are back in the game world. So he's going to come out of here with a lot more keys than the game intends you to have. And this is really, really important. Because if you played this game casually, there's this really, really awesome escape sequence to the Ginso tree, the dungeon we're currently in. And unfortunately, we're going to skip it entirely because we no longer need to go in there to do the things that we want to do in this run.
Sometimes great sacrifices must be made to go fast. And,
Exactly.
Chris, alas, Rip Ginso Tree Escape, 2017. Oh boy. Alright, so this is a point where Trojan is going to need to focus. This is a very difficult trick coming up. Because we're skipping the Ginso Tree Escape, we won't get the advantage of finishing it. That it automatically teleports you to the Thornfelt Swamp area, which is where we can pick up the next skill, Stomp. And because we're not getting automatically teleported in there, we need a way to enter. And so Trojan is going to be performing a trick, very unoriginally called Swamp Entry, but it's pretty challenging. What we're going to be doing is finding a frog. Don't worry about this blind cutscene movement. Not too
Yeah,
huge
it's
deal.
whatever, yeah.
But he's going to be finding a frog. He's going to push it away from this little spot here, make a safety save just for future reference. And now he's going to put this frog in this little nook over here. This is all right, just a little bit of damage. He's fine. He's going to get over here, get the frog to break that ground with its shot, and then he's also going to follow it in here, do a trick called a double bash to redirect the shot up into the ceiling and break his way in the swamp. Very nicely done. Trojan, I know that was a trick that you were a little bit nervous about, so that's got to feel
Yeah,
good.
it feels really nice.
Yeah, you'll notice there's this like really beautiful blue water in here. Well, that's because at the end of the Ginso tree, you clean the water. Like this is a very like nice, calm area where you go and it's like, oh man, this is so cool. Look at all this beautiful water I can swim in. Well, don't get your hopes up because we never did the Ginso tree escape. That water's still poisonous. And now Trojan has collected the next skill, Stomp. It's pretty neat.
So what you're saying is it's a trap.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so Stomp is going to allow us. Obviously, you see there's a little breakable ground to the right there. He could have used the Stomp skill to break that. That's one nice thing it does, but it also lets you exceed the terminal velocity downwards. So anytime we need to fall a long distance, we're probably going to Stomp. Until a certain point, we'll find some other movement tech to use. But for now, you see right here, he throws in a Stomp. That just allows him to descend a little faster. And now we are going to make use of the same frog again, this time in the opposite direction. Trojan needs this ability cell because we are still collecting ability points to spend on abilities to collect an ability coming up. We can probably talk about that in a moment, Fant, but we got something else coming up now, too.
Yeah. He's going to be performing yet another cutscene skip. You'll notice there's not many cutscenes in this game. That's because we've been skipping them all. This is an interesting one. He's going to try and bash off this to go through, and oh, he gets the Kuro cutscene. He's going to reload.
5.
He's going to reload. It's still faster to reload and attempt it again. If he gets it through, he's still saving time, so awesome. Well done.
Yeah, so you did get the nice little demonstration of what it looks like if you don't pull that off, because actually normally if you watch a speedrun of this, you just see somebody stop there and bash off a projectile for apparently no reason, but yeah, there is actually a cutscene. Meanwhile, some nice, scary, terrifying movement there. The spikes below him just a moment ago were actually instant kill. I don't mean they do a lot of damage, I mean they do infinite damage.
I would be dead.
Yep, but fortunately he was able to make it out. And now he'll be collecting Charge Flame, which is very important because 1, it's a skill, and this category is called All Skills. And 2, it's going to unblock our way to pick up some very, very important abilities.
Yeah, throughout the game so far, Trojan has been leveling up the light blue ability tree. You see 2 skills in there. And we really want to collect this skill, not because it's part of the category, but also because it unlocks some skills associated with Dash, which we picked up earlier in the game. He's currently going to be leveling up to, I believe, Air Dash after he gets over this. That allows you to dash in the air. But after this section coming up, we're going to level up an ability called Charge Dash, and that's where things get really exciting.
I also love that we just kind of casually talked about the fact that we did a cutscene skip there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just basically stole that.
This is a spoiler-free playthrough of Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, there was, he did this lengthy save anyway. That was for a cutscene skip. I couldn't even explain to you now because it's already gone, but don't worry about it. He has to have the Stomp skill or Stomp this peg to make his way into the Valley of the Wind here. And this is where stuff is going to get pretty real, but for now, some nice leisurely movement. You're seeing him take advantage of the bash skill. You're seeing Air Dash now, which he just acquired just a few moments ago. And now we're going to see a trick called Fast Stomps.
Yeah, first Trojan's going to grab this ability cell here. This is still all part of the XP route throughout the game, but Trojan is going to make his way up here to the left. There's a spider that shoots these little balls. You saw a couple of them there. He's going to grab one of them, shoot it off over to the left, and he's going to get away to despawn some rocks that are going to allow the shot to hit this cutscene trigger way off into the left. He needs to get that cell before it does. Gets teleported to the cutscene.
First try, easy every time.
And now,
Who needs safety saves?
Trojan, you told me once that you actually do trigonometry in your head, to line up that shot. Is that still accurate?
I mean, kind of. I use my mouse cursor, but that I do it based on where I grab the shot, and I adjust it accordingly.
Reminder that he's an engineer. Anyway, so now we are going to be able to acquire the Charge Dash ability. Charge Dash lets you charge dash at an enemy very quickly, and also is going to let you access some movement tech called a rocket jump. And that looks a little bit like this. So Trojan is able to perform a rocket charge dash on an enemy above him. You know what? Forget about that. This is called Sorrow Bash. This is a ridiculously precise trick. The Trojan just made look incredibly easy. That allows him to skip 2 entire sections of the game, one of which we'll go back to, but there's this dungeon called the Forlorn Ruins. Today that's going to stay pretty forlorn. But right now we're going to do some more rocket jumps, right?
yeah, each rocket jump costs you 1 energy, so you have very limited capacity to make some saves. So opted to put one right there at the top of Sorrow because this is a very, very costly situation if you die through this area we call Spike Cave. All those deal 4 HP's worth of damage, and Trojan has currently 4 HP. So if he touches any of these spikes, he will die.
But that was a pretty flawless execution of Sorrow Pass. So now Trojan is in, picking up his charge jump skill. So many things that happened just there over the last minute or so were just incredibly impressive, and it's impossible to actually convey all of those things in a short span of time. But don't worry about it. Just go watch more runs of this game. They're all really impressive. In the meantime, Trojan is going to set up a trick called Terra Break. This is actually a lot more simple than it looks. He sets up a save anywhere, goes below this breakable ceiling, uses an ability point to save, charge jumps into spikes to die, and that just allows him to carry the charge jump effect through and break the ceiling. So that just allows him to skip having to do some other slower methods of breaking that same ceiling.
Yeah. Shouts to Terra, who is literally named, everything is named after him in this game.
Pretty much, yeah. You got Terra Break, Terra Jumps, Terra Clips.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, man. We got the Trojan log.
You see a pattern
We're talking
there.
about productive things here, Hobbs.
Fair enough. I want to butt in real quick because we got a couple donations.
Go for it.
We got $4.05 from Granolite, who put it down on that Shovel Knight glitch incentive and said, let's see some awesome Shovel Knight glitches. That'll be near to the end of the marathon. We also got $5 from Darth Throw, who says, Yo!
Yo!
Yo! What's up, Trojan dude?
What's up, Darth? How's it going, man?
Yeah, so in that little intermission we had, Trojan skipped yet another very long, very annoying cutscene, using once again the tools of the Save Anywhere.
Ooh, hello there.
Now Trojan did take damage there.
Oh wait,
but
are we seeing frogs?
oh yes, we are.
Okay.
That's the Wilhelm part.
I love
Thank you for your donations.
Thank you, everyone. That's a little fun little tidbit that comes from movies and whatnot. So thank you, everyone, for getting that donation incentive met.
We're in a Misty Woods now. Trojan, you told me how much you love this section of the game. How much do you love it?
About a 5 out of 7. I mean,
The
no,
effect.
this is honestly when I started learning this game a long time ago, even before I got super good at the game, it was always the most fun to learn. Just all the chaining of the charge dashes and the bashing is just super fun.
Yeah, so Trojan's making a lot of use in this section of the charge dash canceling. And the idea of that is charge dash normally costs 1 energy, but fortunately the spikes in Misty only deal 3 damage instead of 4, so he can survive 1 hit. Charge dash normally costs an energy, but you can forcibly refund it by doing certain things. One of those things is if you charge dash to an enemy and bash off of it, it gives you the energy back immediately. Another one is Stomp, so you'll see him sometimes stomp on the charge dash, like right there, so we'll get that energy back.
Yeah, it allows us to put the energy that we got to its most effective use. I don't know, where am I going with this, Malaysia?
I mean, we can be very efficient with, we've only got 5 energy.
Yep.
So you might think like, oh, you can only do 5 charge dashes, but Trojan's doing a lot more than that.
And there are specific spots where like we'll do uncanceled charge dashes just because it's easier. And there's these little like blue crystals throughout the game where you can kill them. One of them's coming up here as he makes his way through these terrifying spike corridors. Oh, man.
These all do 3 damage again. He can survive a hit, but 1.
Yeah, so there's a crystal he just destroyed. Gets 2 more energy. Opts to not do a safety save because, hey, we need to use all that energy to go fast, not get any safety.
Yeah, I've never known Trojan to really be a safe kind of runner. Not.
No, not at all.
Alright, so we're coming upon this this mini boss to end the Misty Woods. The last mini boss we saw took quite a lot longer. But this one that Trojan is doing pretty much an interesting little sequence of movements.
Oh, you got it.
That,
All right.
Yeah. There it goes. That was a mini boss. It existed.
You are still the only runner I ever see spam bash there. My
Yep.
answer. You've done that since the like 2P1C learning of a different quick kill method.
Oh man.
Yeah, that timed level up he got at the boss gives him a nice refill of all of his energy, all of his health, so he can put it to work using even more charge dashes.
Yeah, we've actually we've routed out a lot of intentional level ups in this run, and that level up gives us an ability point that we do need. But also, it comes at such an incredibly convenient time. We actually went out of our way as a community when doing the route for this category to say we want to level up here specifically, and it worked out really well. So here we are back in Blackroot Burrows, and we're going to be collecting the last skill of the game.
Yep, that is Light Grenade. Now, the last 3 skills we've got.
Oh, that death was intentional.
Yeah. No issues here. He's moving through, doing some really fast movement to beat some laser cycles. He's gonna go through, yeah, no laser cycle there. Make it through the next one, yeah.
No
Yeah.
idea.
That's Trojan Dude.
It's always.
Yeah, so he's gonna do one more save anywhere, but he's gonna be collecting the last skill in the grenade. And this, combined with Climb, which we got in Misty Woods, and Charge Jump, which we got in Sorrow, all 3 of those are used to do a very cool trick called grenade jumping, where you stick on a wall with Climb, aim with the charge jump to move you away, throw a grenade, and press jump exactly 1 frame later. And
Like this.
you know, he's gonna go for one. There you go.
Nice.
That's what happens.
Yeah, so it's a literal 1 frame delay, and this is a 60 FPS game, 0.0167 seconds. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, he's fine.
Everything's
He's
fine.
fine.
Trojan, no fear. But yeah, so this movement now that you have all the other skills, you got grenade jump now. You also already had charge dashes. You got charge dashes. Or you have all of move on and pick up the teleporter here. So take the teleporter, head to Mount Horu, the final dungeon of the game. We're gonna be finishing up pretty soon.
Hey, you
Turns
saw
out.
I want to pick up the teleporter.
Real quick, we're $3 away from hitting $2,700. So if you just have $3 to spare, we can hit that before the end of the run.
Woo.
And you saw Trojan earlier pick up a health cell on his way out, like the Indiana Jones area, the big boulder following you, pretty iconic. He's gonna pick up another one right here. This has an extremely specific purpose, going back to our little predicament against the tree of never cleaning the water. In the escape sequence that's coming up as well, we'll get to that later, but we're gonna see another grenade jump here. Sticks on the wall there, and I love that.
Oh, man.
Trojan is going to attempt yet another 1 frame trick. This is called the door warp. He's gonna go in, get an automatic save from the game. He's gonna exit and re-enter the game. His goal,
I am.
yeah, his
I'm
goal
so
is
ready.
to press enter on the door. I don't know what his keybinds are. It's up, whatever.
On the
On the first
first frame.
frame.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
That
Mr.
skips.
Consistency.
That skips literally the entire dungeon, and now we're at final escape sequence.
Yep. So that, I mean, I'm just going to go back while we're watching this cutscene and understand that's not only a frame perfect trick. You have 1/60th of a second to do that up button press, but there's like very little cue for that. It's hard. Trojan is incredibly consistent.
Yeah, I use visual cue and then a secondary audio cue for that.
Alright, so final escape. Trojan is going to be doing a lot of charge dashing through here, getting past that lava pit on the floor, and it shoots up again as you see there. And now he's going to get past this lava element here, coming up with the water that Fan just talked about. This is going to deal damage to him, 1 damage every second, and he has to swim through it. It's going to deal a minimum of 4, but it might deal 5. He is able to make it out cleanly, so he is alive from the last trick.
I'm
Yeah,
coming.
this is one more grenade jump that skips the final cutscene of the game.
1. Okay, so
He's
that's
got
6.
all these.
That's 6.
It's fine, it's fine. He can get back up there using these falling rocks. But
All right.
There
yeah,
we
it
go.
has a chance to soft lock the game, but he got it.
I
That's
am
it.
so disappointed.
Who's gonna snipe that $3, man? You got like 40 seconds. $3, we get to $2,700. Let's do it.
Well, technically, he has to donate 30.
That's
Who's
true.
gonna snipe it away from Trojan? Come on.
All right, so we've skipped nearly all the spoilers in this run, but unfortunately, in about 20 seconds, Trojan's going to finish the run. He's going to pass behind this tree with this other character, Naru, you've never met before. But when he does do that, we're going to get hecka spoilers. So think about tuning out if you haven't seen this game before, but come back afterwards.
Yeah, Naru is very important to the story. but,
I'm gonna
and
count
also,
those.
that is
That's 8.
not fast.
Time.
There was 2 hops there that were
Time.
failures.
we didn't give you guys any heads up. Sorry.
It's okay. I saw it. It was a 32-17. Nice
GG,
job,
dude.
Trojan.
Cool.
Nice job.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yo, nice. So we got $20 from Iron Mog right at the end of the run.
Nice.
That says,
Yay.
"Yo, Jay, I'll do you a few better than 3. Let's get that 3,000 and open that validation chest."
Aw.
Referring to a different run that we'll talk about some other time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he said. It's cool
Yeah.
and hype and give money to.
Yeah.
And that really just applies to all California.
Yeah.
So, Trojan, you know
Yeah.
what's cool and hype?
What?
And you gotta give money to?
Yes.
Cali thought.
California.
Yeah. I'll count the 2 hour hops. I'll do 40.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, but,
the
like,
2 fail hops.
I can't stress how much fun this game is to run. It's so mechanically intensive, but when you start pushing yourself more and more to go faster and faster, it's very rewarding in general. And the community is what really sells the game for a lot of people, including myself. It's just such an accepting and loving community, and I would not be here without a bunch of these guys' help. And love you guys all. And yeah. Thank you very much, guys, for the awesome commentary.
You're very welcome. Nice job.
I did a great job counting.
Yes. Yeah.
I know how to count.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too. No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
I think there's only one way to sign off a Trojan run. Am I right?
Oh.
Yo.
Yo! Thank you very much, everybody, for watching.
All right, folks.